Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Simona. I make videos about student life, sustainability and cooking. So in today's video I wanted to share some of my favourite money saving tips with you. Obviously these are all coming from my perspective, so they would be most applicable to students, but nonetheless I think even if you're not a student you might find something useful. I appreciate that some of these tips might sound really simple, but I just wanted to collate some of my ideas into one video, and these are just the tips that I found to be the most useful. So hopefully this will be able to help some of you out. I will try and go through these in a logical order, but I will leave timestamps down below, so if you want to skip around the video then please feel free to do so. So the first category I wanted to talk about was food. Obviously this is quite a big one, everyone needs food to survive, so that's pretty self-explanatory really. My first tip is to be mindful of where and when you shop. So I'm sure you're aware that some supermarkets such as Aldi or Lidl are usually cheaper when compared to ones such as Tesco. So once you have your supermarket of choice, my next tip would be to have a look at the reduced produce. So in most supermarkets it's usually towards the end of the day that items get marked down. Usually the reason their price is reduced is because they're getting very close to the expiry date. So when you're buying things such as meat, the expiry date is obviously extremely important because you don't want to get food poisoning. But if you're buying other products then usually the expiry date is more of a guideline, so food is usually safe to eat even past the expiry date. One thing that I love buying reduced is bread, because you can easily just throw this in the freezer, so it doesn't matter if it expires today, it obviously won't get mouldy if you put it in the freezer. And this also helps to reduce food waste because then you only take out the bread when you need it. I will leave my blog post down below if you want to find out some more tips on how to reduce your food waste. Obviously this is good for the environment and also saves you money. Another tip on the topic of food is just to plan your meals as best as you can. I recognise that it takes quite a lot of effort to plan every single meal you're going to eat, but the more meals that you can plan, the easier it will be when it comes to shopping and prepping your food. And if you can, I would recommend meal prepping. So this is where you make lots of portions of the same meal. This saves you a lot of time in the long run when you can just heat up your meals that you've made the previous day, and also it might save you money if you can buy some of the ingredients in bulk. So the next topic I wanted to talk about is transport. My biggest tip here would be to get a rail card. If you don't know what that is, then it is a card like this. Obviously, I don't want to show you my hideous picture, but basically this card gets you a third of your train fares. So if you're someone that takes the train quite a lot, this will be really beneficial for you. If you don't take the train often, then it might still be worth it because train fares are quite expensive in the UK. So this card costs £30 a year. As I say, most of the time it will be cheaper for you to get the rail card than to not. However, if you sign up for a Santander student current account when you start university, then you could get a rail card for free, and this will last for 4 years. And this is what I did. So basically just by signing up to Santander I can get a third of my train fares for 4 years, which is just amazing. The next thing I wanted to mention was buses. So obviously this would again highly depend on where you live and how you get to university, but for most students that rely on buses to get to university, a bus pass is definitely a worthwhile investment, as this will save you money in the long run. Obviously this is not quite applicable at the moment because university is mostly online. However, in the past and hopefully in the future, bus passes will help you to save some money on your transport. Unfortunately, I don't have too many tips on saving money if you have a car, because I don't have a car, but obviously if you do plan on getting a car as a student, then be mindful of the costs associated with that, including fuel, parking, any repairs you might need. The next topic that I would like to mention is discounts. So obviously on websites such as Unidays and Student Beans you can find loads of student discounts. However, not all student discounts are on there and not all discounts are so easy to find. I would recommend just taking your student card with you wherever you go. This obviously especially applies to real life shopping. So if you're in a shop and you go to the till, just simply ask if there's any student discount available. Literally the worst that they can say is no, but you never know, you might actually end up getting an extra 10 or 20% off. And on the topic of shopping, for online shopping I would highly recommend getting an extension for your browser such as Honey. honey. If you don't know what honey is, then it is just simply a tool that searches through the internet to find you the best discount codes. I know quite a lot of YouTubers have promoted honey, so you may have seen the ads flying around, but obviously I'm sure I don't need to explain that this is not an ad, but it is just genuinely amazing. I will leave some information down below if you want to sign up. And my final big tip would be to shop secondhand where you can. Obviously there are lots of environmental benefits for shopping secondhand. A lot of people try to buy secondhand clothes. I know that's not for everyone, but I think there are quite a few things that as a student you simply don't need to buy brand new. So one key example of this is dinnerware. So if you pop into your local charity shop, I'm sure you'll be able to find lots of different plates, bowls, mugs, cutlery, all for quite a cheap price. Considering that in most cases you'll either lose, smash or throw away all your plates at the end of your university life, I really don't think it's worth spending a lot of money on this. Like really, you just need a few plates and bowls and mugs to get by. You don't need a 40-piece dinner set from Tesco. Obviously, if you want to buy a dinner set, buy a dinner set, but I personally don't think that it's an essential. Another item that I would highly recommend looking for secondhand is textbooks. I know some courses require you to buy lots and lots of textbooks, and sometimes these can be ridiculously expensive, so I would highly recommend looking on places like eBay and Amazon. Hopefully you'll be able to find the textbooks that you need for a much cheaper price than if you were to buy them brand new. Alternatively, it would be even better if you could find the book for free, so it's also worth checking out your university library, maybe any surrounding libraries, and just check online for a free PDF of the book. So that was just a few of my favourite money saving tips. I could go on and on, so I might have to make another video like this one because I just love talking about money and budgeting. If you have any tips, then please feel free to comment down below, and if there's any other content you'd like to see from me, then also let me know. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!